Hello learners, in this video we will be discussing what is control system. So this is the first introduction video in the control system subject. Let us try to understand what is system. So system may be defined as typical arrangement of components connected together to perform a function, right? So here this block refers to the system, so it may be defined as typical arrangement of components connected together to perform a task or function. So this way it can be defined. So it may be a simple to complex system, or a system may be a collection of subsystem and connected together and so on. So a simple system, this definition is suit, right? Now there are in real life physical systems are in many types. Now let us see the example for system. In real life, physical systems are classified as mechanical systems, electrical systems, thermal system, hydraulic system, pneumatic system, and biological system. So we understand that system is a typical arrangement of components connected together to perform a function. That is system. Now let us try to see the example for a system from in all of these, right? So the example for a mechanical system. So mechanical system is nothing but the collection of mechanical components together to achieve a function, to achieve a task. For example, it may be a simple mechanical system to the complex machines. So in real life, we are depending on simple machines to a very complex machines. They are all called mechanical systems. Simple machine may be a lever type, or it may be a pulley. Pulley is a simple system, simple machine. Even a screwdriver is a simple machine, right? So these are all the examples for a simple system. A screwdriver, a simple system, is used to drive the screw, right? It has got its function. Similarly, lever, there are three types of lever: class 1, class 2 lever and class 3 lever. So any lever will have a fulcrum force and load. So one of the simple example for lever based system is a scissor. See, it is a simple system. Here you can see it is one blade and this is another blade, and they are connected at the center point, right, at the center point. So it is called fulcrum. The center point is called fulcrum, and here only I am giving. So any mechanical system is a combination connection of components, mechanical components together, right? Here this is one blade mechanical component, the another blade, and connected together to a simple at the center through a nut, okay? And now it is a simple mechanical system to perform a function. The function is to cut the paper, right? So usually mechanical systems will have the mechanical input, physical input. Here the input is force, right? I am applying the force here, and the center point is a fulcrum point, and I am applying the load here, right? So load may be a paper, right? So it is used to cut the paper. So paper is the load, and this is the, and force is applied here, right? So when I apply the force between the two blades, and it cuts the paper, right? So now I am able to cut the paper. So this is the function of this simple system. It is a class 1 lever because I am applying force at one end, and fulcrum is at the center, and the load is at the another end. So this is class 1 lever, and there are class 2 and class 3 levers. So this is the example for class 3 lever. See here, this is the stapler, use simple mechanical system used to join the paper, okay? So now see here, I have two papers, and I am going to join these two using this. See here, in this simple lever based system, it's a lever system, simple machine. Here at one end the fulcrum is there, so fulcrum is at the one end, and I am going to apply the force at the another end, and load also at the same end. So now I give the press. When I press this, when I am giving force at the one end, now the paper is stapled, right? So this is the another simple machine, and this is another simple machine, class 3 lever type. I am giving force here, right? At the load we have a spring, right? Like that there are many kind of simple mechanical systems, simple machines to a complex machine. Complex machines may be a drilling machine, welding machine, lathe. Like that, lot of complex machines are being there in the used in the industry for different functions. They are all called mechanical systems. That means mechanical components connected together, mechanical components connected together to perform a function. That is a mechanical systems, right? Now what is so mechanical systems usually have a mechanical input, something like a force, pressure, and displacement is the output. So in the case of scissor, when I give a force, the blade displaces, right? When I give a force, the blade displaces. So force is the input, displacement is the output, right? Similarly, next let us discuss what is electrical system. So in electrical system, the best example is a simple electrical system, maybe a torch light. See, let us consider the torch light. We have a battery, right? And there may be a switch here. and the bulb may be here. They are all connected together, right? It's a simple system, simple circuit having source battery and load is a light and switch, right? Now this may be the example for a simple electrical system. When I close the switch, the current flows through the circuit and light glows, bulb glows, right? So this is a example for simple electrical system. So the input is for electrical system, the input is maybe a voltage or current, okay? So the system sensitive to the voltage input or current input is called electrical systems. And there are so many electrical systems we are depending in our real life, right? It may be a emergency light, something like this, right? So this is an emergency bulb, LED emergency light. So having the 230 volt source, and inside that there is a battery and charging circuitry, right? So it charges the battery and when we can use it as a portable light. So that is emergency light is another simple electrical system. And the complex systems are like generators, motors, and all are electrical systems, right? And thermal system, so the electrical system, the input and out input, it is sensitive to the electrical input, maybe a voltage or current. And thermal system is sensitive to the thermal input, that is temperature. So the simple example for thermal system may be a thermometer, glass thermometer, right? There is a bulb here. Here there is a bulb, and inside there may be a mercury or alcohol, and measurements will be there on the glass type thermometer. There are variety of thermometers available in the market. It's a simple old glass type thermometer, and it's a simple system, right, consisting various components connected together like a glass tube, alcohol, bulb, everything. And the function of this system is to measure the temperature. It is a measurement system. It is used to measure the temperature. It is sensitive to the temperature. When a temperature is applied to the bulb, the mercury or alcohol inside this tube expands, and we can see the measurement, okay, what is the present temperature. So the temperature can be measured using a thermometer. So thermometer is the one of the example for thermal system. And so many thermal systems we are using depending in our real life. And our pressure cooker is another example for thermal system, right? The input is a thermal input temperature, and we are using it to boil the rice, to make the rice, okay, boiled rice. And boiler to make coffee and tea. In the tea shops we have seen the boilers. It's a and steam generating boiler. It's an example for a thermal system, right? And so many examples are there. Now let us try to understand what hydraulic system. Hydraulic system is a hydraulic components. The components maybe mechanical components are sensitive to the pressure and flow. Hydraulic components connected together to which is sensitive to the hydraulic input. Hydraulic means it may be a fluid pressure or liquid pressure or liquid flow, and it is converted into a displacement, right? The output may be a displacement. So in a hydraulic system, the input may be a liquid pressure or liquid flow, and the output may be a displacement. And there is various kind of hydraulic systems are there, from simple to complex. And one of the very complex hydraulic machine we are using is a JCB engines. And hydraulic power is basically a very high power. It is used to lift the very heavy items like grains. Grains operated using hydraulic power and JCB machines and so on, right? So hydraulic systems basically converts the liquid pressure or liquid force or liquid flow into a displacement. and pneumatic systems uses the sensitive to the air power, right? Whereas hydraulic systems depends on the input is liquid power. Here the pneumatic system air power, and pneumatic components connected together to perform a task. Task may be a displacement, right? Most often the air power is converted into a displacement. So simple example for the pneumatic system is air pump. The air pump we are using to fill the air in the cycle tube, or air compressor. These are all the example for a simple pneumatic systems, and even a boring machine. So where the system where the pneumatic power is used, converting into a displacement to perform the real life task, it's a pneumatic system, right? And biological system is nothing but a living system. Maybe our human body itself is a biological system, right? So one thing we can say that our human body is a complex biological system consisting all the mechanical, electrical, thermal system, hydraulic, pneumatic inside, right? So what I am trying to say is, in our human body, inside our human body itself, we have all these kind of systems. So mechanical system in our human body is nothing but skeletal system. That is so in our human body, it gives the structure to the human body. Without the skeletal system, human body will not have any structure, right? So there are various kind of bones in the skeletal system, and different kind of joints. Even we have a joint in the arm, right? Fingers, arm joint, hinge joint, different kind of mechanical joints are there in the skeletal system. So it's basically a mechanical system in our human body, and inside our human body we have electrical or electronic system also. That is, each human cell acts as a battery, generates the resting potential and action potential. So it generates the resting potential when it is not stimulated, and it generates the action potential when it's stimulated, when somebody touches us, and the cells inside our human body sensing it may generate some voltage. So resting potential normally it will be in the range of minus 90 millivolt, and action potential plus 20 millivolt. So what we are trying to understand is, in our human body, each cell acts as a battery and generating a millivolt voltage, right? So we have an electrical system inside our body, and thermal system. We have a very good temperature control system in our human body, in our brain, to control the human temperature, maintain the temperature 98.4 degree Fahrenheit, right? So our human temperature, it should not go less than that and greater than that, then it's an error in the system, right? So we understand that inside the human body, temperature is also maintained. So we have a thermal system in our body. And hydraulic system, of course, in our body, throughout the body, the hydraulic liquid is flowing throughout our body from head to foot is a blood, right? Blood. So blood is being pumped by the pump. It's called heart. So heart is the hydraulic controller in our human body, which pumps the blood throughout our body, right? So the heart is the pumping the blood throughout the body, right? And so pumping the blood through the vessels, veins and arteries, right? So pure blood in arteries and impure blood in veins. So See, the hydraulic controller heart, the pump, pumping the blood, also maintains the pressure in the blood vessels, right? Blood pressure, systolic and hydraulic, diastolic pressures are being maintained by the brain in our brain and heart in our human body. So we have a hydraulic system also in the human body, and pneumatic system is also, it's nothing but the pneumatic system in our human body. Pneumatic controller is a lungs, right? Lungs is a pneumatic controller and regulates the airflow inside the human body. Basically in a lungs there is a respiration takes place, exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen. Also it regulates the air taking in and sending out of the body, right? Oxygen. So we have airflow inside our body and controlled by the lungs. So pneumatic systems also there in our body. So I can say that biological system, human body is a biological system, and it comprises almost all these kind of systems in the human body. So human body is a very complex system, right? So our basic intention is to understand what is system, right? So let us once again see the definition. System may be defined as the typical arrangement of components connected together to perform a function. If it is a mechanical system, mechanical components connected together to perform some function, okay, perform a task, right? So this is what a system. Now we understand what is system and how to classify the systems. There are so many classifications on the systems. So one of the important classification is linear and non-linear system. Linear system and non-linear system. What is meant by linear system? If systems obeys the superposition and homogeneity principle, then it is called as linear system, right? It obeys the superposition and homogeneity, then it is a linear system. Whereas if it does not obey, then it is non-linear system. Now what is linear system? What is meant by superposition principle? Now let us consider a simple system, a resistor. It may a resistor is a, let us consider a resistor as a simple system, simple electrical system, and superposition is something like, say, suppose when I connect a voltage source here, right? Let it be a 1 ohm resistance and 1 volt. What is the current flowing through the resistor? So when you connect the ammeter here, it will indicate it is 1 ampere, right? So the current is 1 ampere. Now I connect one more source, one more voltage source, 1 volt across this. Now what is the current flowing through the resistor? Now that also it be a 1 ampere, okay? See, when I connect 1 volt, see, when I connect here 1 volt resistor with 1 ohm, the current flowing through the resistor is 1 ampere. Now I have another source that is also 1 volt, and now also the current will be 1 ampere. Now when I connect both the voltage sources, now the current flowing through this resistance will be 2 ampere. That is called superposition principle, right? That is, in a system, in general, in a system, when the input is R1 of t output may be C1 of t, and when input is R2 of t, output may be C2 of t. When both R1 of t and R2 of t is given to the system, the output will be C1 of t plus C2 of t, right? See, when the input is R1 of t, output is C1 of t. When the input is R2 of t, output is C2 of t. And when the input is R1 of t plus R2 of t, the output is C1 of t plus C2 of t, right? Suppose the output is like this. When you apply R1 of t plus R2 of t in the system, and the output is C1 of t plus C2 of t, then you can say that this system obeys the superposition principle. Okay. So the example is here in the electrical system. When you connect a 1 volt source, the current is 1 ampere, current flow is 1 ampere, another 1 volt also 1 ampere. When you connect both voltage sources, the current will be 2 ampere. So this is called the superposition principle. And homogeneity is, so both input and output in the same form, input and output in same form, that means homogeneity. So in this example, the input is input and output both are electrical quantity, voltage and current, then it obeys the homogeneity principle. So this particular circuit is a linear, right? That is called linear system. That is what linear system. So linear system means the system which obeys the superposition principle and homogeneity principle, then it is a linear system. If it does not obey, then it is a non-linear system, right? So the other classifications are static systems and dynamic systems. See, see here, when what is static system means the output depends only on present input. That means there is no memory. Whereas in the dynamic systems, the output depends on present and past input. There is memory present. Now try to understand what is static system. Output depends on only present input, no memory. That is, say, let a resistor may be your system, and when I connect a voltage source across it, maybe a 1 volt source, and it will be a 1 ohm resistance, the current flowing will be 1 ampere, right? Now instead of 1 volt, if I try to connect, if I connect 2 volt here, instead of 1 volt, if I connect 2 volt here, and the resistance current will be 2 ampere, right? So at present the voltage source is 2 volt connected across the 1 ohm resistance. The present current flowing through the resistance is 2 ampere. It does not depend on any previous value, right? So I of t is V of t by R. T is the time. Okay. So the present time, what is the current, depends on the present voltage divided by present resistance. So that is, now I can say this is a static system. Whereas dynamic system means it will depends on present and past input. So memory is present. See, the example is a inductor coil, right? So an inductor. Now what is the current flowing through the inductance L? Current may be I. Now the current flowing through this inductor I of t is equal 1 by L integral 0 to d V of t dt. How to write this? We know that V of t is equal to L into Ti by dt, Ti of t by dt. So the voltage drop across the inductor From this we can get the current equation I of t equal to 1 by L integral 0 to d v of d dt. So the idea is why the inductor, how this inductor can be set as a dynamic system, how does it depends on the past input. See, at t equal to 0 the inductor acts as the open circuit. That means at the initial time at t equal to 0, when you are trying to connect a source here, DC source at t equal to 0, when you close the switch it acts as the open circuit, and since it's an open circuit, entire voltage will be across the inductor, no current flows through the inductor. At t equal to 0 no current flows through the inductor. But after some time the voltage drop across the inductor reduces and current starts to build up. Current builds up the inductor. So the sum of total current, the integration is nothing but continuous summation from 0 to t. 0 to t continuous summation of the current building on this inductor is actually the total current I of t. Okay, so inductor at time t equal 0 initially open circuit நால கரண்டே போகாது. ஸோ கொஞ்ச நேரம் ஆக கரண்ட் பில்டப் ஆக ஆரம்பிச்சிடும், பிகாஸ் இட் இஸ் அ கரண்ட் பில்டிங் டிவைஸ். கரண்ட் பில்டப் ஆக அதில் அக்ராஸ் இருக்கிற வோல்டேஜ் குறைஞ்சிக்கிட்டே இருக்கும். ஸோ at the end of the time, after some time, at the steady state, the current flowing through the inductor I of t will be the sum of the current from t equal to 0 to t equal to present time. ஸோ சுவிட்சை க்ளோஸ் பண்ண டயத்துலேருந்து ஸ்டெடி ஸ்டேட் வர்ற வரைக்கும் உள்ள கரண்ட் எல்லாம் சம் பண்ணால் கூட்டினா தான் நமக்கு வந்து ஆக்சுவல் ப்ரெசன்ட் கரண்ட் கிடைக்கும். ஸோ அதனால் இது வந்து ப்ரெசன்ட் அண்ட் பாஸ்ட் இன்புட். ஸோ இட் இஸ் அ டைனமிக் சிஸ்டம். Okay, and another classification is time variant and time invariant systems. Right, time variant and time invariant system. The time invariant system means the output does not depend on the time at which the input is supplied. Right, so output does not depend on the time. That is time invariant system. Example, let us consider the same resistor and connected across the AC source. Right, AC source is a time varying source. So with respect to time, magnitude is varying, increasing and decreasing. Right, at time t equal to 0, let the switch is closed. Now some current is flowing through the resistor. இப்போ நம்ம சுவிட்சை க்ளோஸ் பண்ணோடனே ரெசிஸ்டர் வழியாக ஒரு கரண்ட் போகுது. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் இது 1 ஓம்னு வச்சுக்கலாம், இது 1 வோல்ட்னு வச்சுக்குவோம், 1 ஆம்பியர் கரண்ட் போகுது. ஓகே, ஸோ ஆஃப்டர் any time the current flowing through the resistor will be only 1 ampere at any point of time. The average current, if it is a 1 ampere, then it will not change with respect to time. Right, switch open பண்ணிட்டு எப்போ டைம் க்ளோஸ் பண்ணாலும் ஓகே, இது வழியாக போகிற கரண்ட் வந்து மாற போகிறதில்ல, பிகாஸ் ரெசிஸ்டன்ஸ் இஸ் ஃபிக்ஸட், வோல்டேஜ் சோர்ஸ் இஸ் ஆல்சோ ஃபிக்ஸட். ஸோ கரண்ட் வில் நாட் கோயிங், it is not going to, the magnitude of the current is not going to vary with respect to time. It's a time invariant. But if the output varies with time, it is time variant system. Right, so the example is mass of the automobile. Suppose in a bike, filling the tank, I start to move. Right, so initially bike oda mass, let it be m, and after driving lot of kilometers, right, and the fuel consumption, after the fuel is consumed, the mass is decreasing. Okay, so as the time increases, mass is decreases. Okay, so the mass of the automobile with respect to time decreases. Then it may be viewed as a time variant system. Okay, see, we know that F equal to ma, a equal to f by m. A of t changes, the acceleration of the vehicle changes with respect to the mass. As mass decreases, acceleration may increase. Okay, you can get higher acceleration. So that is time variant system. And the another classification is so these are the some of the classification of the system. And see, now we have discussed so far what is system, what are the different types of physical systems, and with respect to the behavior of the system, input output characteristics of the system, we can say there are classify the system as a linear and non-linear system. And with respect to the present and past input behavior, statics and dynamic system, and time invariant and time variant system. And one more classification is causal system and non-causal system. So the causal system depends on the present and future input also, right? So one more definition, different classification is causal system and non-causal system. So causal system output depends on present and past input, like a dynamic system. Whereas non-causal systems, the output depends on present, past and future input. That is non-causal system. The example for causal system is a motors. So we know that memory system. So motor is nothing but a coil based instrument, and coil is an inductor. We know that the current building device, at any time the current flowing through the inductor is actually build up the current, sum of the total current from starting from t equal to 0. Okay, so it's a causal system. But non-causal system, not only present and past, also it depends on future input. The example is, it anticipates the future input, expects the future inputs based on the past. The example for the non-causal systems are weather forecast system and missile guidance system. We know that missile guidance system expecting the arrival of the target. Okay, suppose the target is moving like this. So when you at the point of hitting, right? So it's a expecting system. It's anticipatory system. Similarly, weather forecast system also for the present and past depends on the present and past history. Future input is estimated. Okay. So we understand that some of the classifications of the system. Our next intention is to understand. We understand what is system, but we have our next objective is to understand control system. So what is control system? So the control system is a system which directs the input to other systems and regulates their output. So that is called a control system. So look at here. This may be a system, it may be a plant, it may be a mechanical system or electrical, electronics, any kind of pneumatic or hydraulic system. Here I want to regulate one of the parameter of the system, maybe a temperature. In the case of thermal system, I want to maintain the temperature to particular value, right? So for that you need another system here, that is called a control system. Control system gives the output called manipulated variable, which is used to regulate, control the required parameter in this particular system. Okay, maybe a temperature, pressure, flow, anything. So that is called a control system. So the control system is a system which directs the input to other system and regulates their output irrespective of the disturbance. Okay, so this is basically a control system. Open loop control system. Open loop means there is no connection between the output and the input. Loop is open. The example we can discuss